And our tank just got one-shotted because he was standing in the fucking fire. Okay, well the tank successfully picked up the dragon. Can we do it? It all depends. Can we not stand in the fire? Can we not stand in the fire? Can we Nope. Okay, we're dead. We're all dead. Hello all, and welcome to the Burning Crusade. I thought it would be fitting for my first video. Only 2 men. I thought it would be fitting for my first video to do the first dungeon that you encounter when you enter the Outlands, sort of the intro to the Burning Crusade. Or at least my dungeon videos. It is the daily heroic today, which is always nice. And I have resurrection sickness for 30 more seconds. I'm not sure how I got that exactly, but I logged on. I was actually originally going to do this run on my hunter, but then the first 2 DPS I invited were a fire mage and a boomkin. So I said, hey, why don't I just get on my warlock? And then all of a sudden we had to take in a healer, and here I am with resurrection sickness. I feel like such a scrub. Oh well. And it's really hard to hold your aggro. I don't know who he's referring to exactly. But there we go, resurrection sickness just fell off. I'm not even fully buffed yet. Wonderful start, so I'll just let them kill this. Get myself my mana. Get myself my buffs. Okay, I think I'm ready now. I'm playing fire right now. Fire destruction, which is fun. Smiley face. It is fun. I do like playing this. I personally think Affliction is the most fun to play. But when you get a certain gear level, specifically your hit cap, then Fire Destro is the way to go. Shadow Bolt Destruction is by far the highest DPS spec for Warlocks in this expansion, but that's only really viable when you have even higher gear levels. So for Warlocks, you really want to make sure you get your spell hit cap as soon as possible. But you usually get that when you are about tier 4 full epic equipped. Which is great. That means you can move on from Affliction because you're you can, depend on hitting with some hard spells. But once you get to that point, you don't really have the crit or the haste that you would need to make a Shadow Bolt spec, viable. If literally the only spell you cast is a Shadow Bolt, not using any dots, you're not using any special procs from talents or anything, then and you're really counting on those crits, those big crits. But if you don't have the gear to get them, then you're kind of shit out of luck, stuck doing low DPS. So Fire, on the other hand, you get all sorts of procs and bonuses from talents. And the rotation's obviously more fun because it involves more than one spell. Holy crap. Well, our mage just got one-shotted. Our healer just got one-shotted. Our tank is dead. And I'm going to run away as fast as I can. No. Survive, yes. Okay. Oh no, please don't. Okay, I think we're alive. I can zone in. Okay. Let me get a soul stone up this time. In case you have not seen my introduction to the Burning Crusade video that I did a little bit ago, which to be honest, I don't blame you. That thing is 20 minutes long, and I could have kept talking too. I could have kept talking all fucking day. Anyway, in case you have not seen that, I am playing on a Burning Crusade private server, and on this server, you might have guessed, cross-faction grouping is a thing, which is why I'm in a group with 3 Horde. Again, I said this in the other video, but I'm sure it was something that was introduced in the server's early stages to alleviate any issues regarding finding groups in a low population environment. I'm not sure it's necessary now, at least for the 5-man scene, but it's still in effect, and it does certainly help as you move up in the rating tiers. Just so you're not really scraping the bottom of the barrel just because you have to find someone in your own faction to raid with, especially when you get up to like Black Temple and Sunwell Plateau. Okay, so is everybody alive? No. Guys, I think I'm not with a build to tank it yet. Let's see, I didn't even look at this guy or his gear. If you guys want to try, I'll try too. But if you guys think it's best to invite another tank, I don't see a problem. I'm mainly healer, so I'm not surprised. Well, this is all good to find out now, after we've started, of course. So we'll have to see. I do want to inspect him when he gets here. Okay, he's got low health, that's for sure. Okay, that's not good. That's not bad. That's not awful. It's pretty bad. That's good. That at least he's got. That's decent. That's not great. That's okay, I guess. Terrible. That's bad. That's okay, so he's got some really bad gear. This is just awful. See low geared tanks with this fucking trinket all the time. It's got a lot of stamina, and that's basically are you even def capped? Okay. Huh. So, yeah. Well. And of course, it doesn't help that we have a druid healer trying to heal this guy. Druid healers, in case you're unfamiliar with the way classes worked in the Burning Crusade, druid healers are basically entirely heal over time. All of their abilities are heal over time, with the exception of regrowth. But with the way that a druid's gear is, they're mainly focused on mana regeneration and instant cast spells. So they can heal for a very, very long time, but they can't burst heal at all. Like I said, regrowth is the only heal that does have an instant heal effect. But without much, you know, spell crit, it's unlikely that that heal is going to be able to save a tank. They do also have Swift Mend, but that comes at a pretty big cooldown, with a pretty big cooldown, which basically consumes one of their heal over time spells for a burst heal. Which is good in a 5-man situation like this, but it's not reliable. Druid tanks are really kind of finicky. That's not the best word, but their Druid tanks are very solid against a physical DPS such as this warrior right here or this hunter, because of the extremely high dodge and armor chance, or dodge chance and armor rather. But that's not always a reliable mitigation. So having low health as this tank does, and low gear as this tank does, even physical DPS, a Druid tank's bread and butter, is going to really cause some problems. And that's without the consideration of spell damage at all, which Druids literally eat right to the face. So having a Druid healer is an issue because you never know when a Druid tank is going to take that possibly lethal damage. So, I mean, he might be sitting fine in a fight, but all of a sudden he takes a 4K, 5K, 6K or more hit, and all of a sudden he needs, you know, all of his health back. Well, a Druid healer is not going to be able to give that all to him back. And you really can't count on the next hits being dodged or absorbed the armor.
That's still recharging.
Should probably not life tap as much out of combat. Because if I do, then he might heal me, which could cause aggro at the start of a pull. So I'll just wait till we're in combat and then pretend like I'm taking damage. This is going to be likely a very slow clear because of this tank. But at the same time, I do remember what it was like once upon a time to be low geared and just wanted people to carry me. That being said, however, Burning Crusade is great because there are plenty of resources to allow you to get geared once you hit 70 without going into a situation like this where you're being carried through something that you're not ready for. Normal here, high-end normals drop good gear. You can always use your professions to get your gear, which this guy actually has done, and there is a significant amount of gear available through reputation factions. Okay, so I would like to AoE here, but that doesn't seem like it's realistic. should get some mana. And a soul shard. Oh, who do I even put my soul stone on? I'm gonna put it on the healer. I just realized we have only druids in the group, which means that we don't have a consistent resurrect if someone dies.
While I release the warhounds.
Okay, so that guy was polymorphed. I wonder if he's still gonna summon the hounds because we didn't kill him in time. I guess we'll find out. But, honestly, my guess is we're gonna die to some hounds in a few seconds.
My pets are hungry, and they'll dine on your flesh.
This tank is certainly not ready to take a bunch of hounds if the hounds come.
I need to get closer.
Alright, I think we avoided the hounds. Right on. Earlier I mentioned I came on this warlock because of the incredible synergy with the group. We've got a fire mage whose abilities increase its target's vulnerability to fire damage, which really helps me as a fire warlock, of course. My Curse of the Elements also does the same, increasing the fire damage taken by the target. And my Curse of the Elements also benefits nature spell damage used by this here boomkin. Now the big utility comes from the boomkin themselves in the form of the Moonkin Aura, which provides a 5% increase to all party members' spells. That made sense, right? That sentence was complete. I think so. I think I nailed that one. Zoomed in so close. There we go. Oh man, I just used my... Okay, thank you. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Our healer doesn't seem very well geared either. Much better than the tank, that's for sure. Definitely. Okay. Well, my rotation is pretty simple. I guess I'll talk about that now. Start off by obviously keeping Curse of the Elements up. Then immolate the target, which provides me with a buff to my Incinerate. It increases the damage of my Incinerate to any target afflicted by an immolate. And then when I'm ready, I conflagrate. Right? Yeah, nailed it. Okay. Which consumes the immolate effect on the target for a significant instant damage spell thing. I'm very articulate today. I think this guy should just run, honestly, and we should save our battle reses. Nope. Let's just, let's not do that. Holy crap, we have 3 druids. That means we have 3 battle reses. Wow. Okay, never mind. Since I've got a moment of downtime, I'm actually gonna eat a mana biscuit to get my mana back instead of using the healer's mana. So how's everybody doing today? No, never mind, you can't. I can't hear you. That's nice. I hope you're all doing well. Okay, here we are at the first boss. It doesn't look like we're going to pull him on this pass. But this guy's pretty simple. He has these 2 healers that follow him around, and they will heal him because, you know, healers do healer things.
I need to get closer.
As he progressively in the fight, he stacks this debuff on his main target, which is, you know, obviously almost always the tank, which decreases healing done to the target. It's like a stacking mortal strike, basically. Also, that might include a bleed effect, but don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. Also, as he begins to die, he activates a retaliation, which, if you're unfamiliar with the warrior spell, it's the 30-minute cooldown in the battle stance, which deals, I'm pretty sure, an equal damage back, an equal amount of damage back to the target that is attacking him, if that makes any sense. So basically, if you attack him, this is physical DPS, by the way, so a hunter, a warrior, a rogue, anything that's, you know, using a weapon or a physical ability to kill him
I'm out of range.
will be dealt back to the target. So if you have a rogue or a warrior or you know, anything like that in your group, you usually see them die in this fight. I really don't think this tank should be focusing on taking these healers. He just really needs to keep control over the boss. Oh my god, we have ads. No, we need to. He's gonna stack at that debuff. I'm gonna use my conflict. No, fuck that. I'm gonna use my number 4 ability right away, just so I can get that burst damage out on him. I paused my cooldown already, but it just expired. And I'm just gonna keep my conflagrate on cooldown, recasting Immolate every time.
Heal me! Quickly! Back off!
Oh, shit. Okay, well, we got him. Okay. As I said, they wanted to focus down these ads, which normally would be smart, but like I mentioned earlier, the boss does stack a debuff on the tank, reducing their damage. Reducing their damage, or healing taken, rather. So I do think it is a priority to take down the boss first and leave the ads. But the other 2 DPS killed the ads, and I stayed on the boss, which is good. Compromise is good. Pardon the noise for just a second. I need to get a drink. good to see the group didn't die in my absence. Okay. Onwards and upwards, quite literally. Oh, screen freeze. Okay. I'm kind of surprised at myself. Ramparts on this server is typically, in my experience, it seems to be a little bit more buggy than the rest of the heroics and dungeons. And get a significant amount of lag here for some reason sometimes. So the fact that I would be making this my first video kind of surprises even me. But oh well, I suppose. I really should be gathering more soul shards, but I'm not. Oops. As you can see, and as you probably saw in that boss, my DPS isn't outrageous. I do have decent gear, but I am on that verge, right on that verge where I have my hit cap. And in fact, with my fire spec, I'm actually using my PvP weapons just for the extra hit rating I get. But yes, I am just on the verge of that hit cap, but I don't have, you know, any of the other necessary stats to pull extremely high numbers. I actually was playing Shadow Destruction for a while, but I decided to go to Fire because I thought it was more fun and more rewarding at this gear level. Are these bugged? These are bugged. Wow, that makes this dungeon a lot easier, or at least this part of the dungeon anyway. That fear is nice. I'm just gonna stand here in AoE. Like this. Wow, this... I know this fight actually used to work properly on this server, but... That's actually kind of unfortunate. I mean, with this group, I'm not really going to complain, but... Yeah, this is actually a pretty... the hardest, I'd say, encounter in this dungeon, aside from the last boss. But, yeah, that was not difficult in the slightest. Did I mention I have a pros and cons video for playing on a private server? Guess what one of the cons is? Nah, I'll let you figure it out. In case you're curious what this lightning bolt thing is that occasionally shoots out of me, it's this, the lightning capacitor. It's a trinket from Karazhan. It's not very good, but it's better than whatever shit trinket I had before. Anyway, there's a trinket from a Reputation faction, I think it's like the Shatar or maybe the Scryers, where it's basically a healer's trinket, but it passively gives you spell hit rating, like a lot of spell hit rating, I think 30. So I have that equipped, and my Rain of Fire did not even touch the wolf. prefer not to attack the wolves, because if I pull aggro on those, they're dangerous. Those wolves do a lot of damage. Also, it's a pretty significant loss in damage for me, because I can't go through a whole rotation on one of these. So my my efforts are better spent attacking the elite in the pack, where our mage can just fireball them, or our boomkin can Wrath or Starfall or whatever he's using as his main spell. Excuse me.
That spell is ready.
Whoa. And now I need repairs. How about that? Oh, which button is? Okay. This talent is this is a talent here in the demonology tree. It's pretty standard for PvE damage spec warlocks, both fire and destruction. Gives you an ability to sacrifice a summoned demon, which gives you a 30-minute buff to a certain school of magic or oh, come on. Or mana regeneration, or... Anyway, so there's the list right there. I obviously sacrificed an imp for the fire damage increase. There is right there another perk for fire destruction. When you play Shadow, you have to sacrifice your succubus, which actually costs a soul stone or a soul shard to summon. Imps do not, however, cost soul shards. So you can just hoard them all. What this group really needs is a paladin healer. Because if all three of the DPS had salvation, then we'd be pulling less aggro off the tank. Paladin could provide burst healing to the druid who needs it, and also be able to drop their own threat completely whenever they want to with their bubble abilities. Paladins are a pretty good combo with a druid tank. Shamans are also pretty good, but that depends on the rest of your group comp. But I really don't want to get much into that, because I could probably talk for another 20 minutes about group compositions. Group stacking is one of the reasons I love the Burning Crusade. So, for one, every class has their own unique utility and use within the dynamic of a group and a raid.
That's still the
And in the end, individual DPS numbers don't matter as much. If your group DPS is good. That's what really matters. You know, every class had its own role, and every class was unique. That's huge. You don't get that in modern World of Warcraft. Tanks are just tanks, and it doesn't really matter if you're a warrior or a death knight or a demon hunter or a paladin. I mean, yeah, certain patches in certain patches, certain classes perform better than others, but that's mainly just due to overtuned or undertuned abilities that end up being fixed by the development team at Blizzard. They're non-intentional. In the Burning Crusade, however, warrior tanks are weak at certain things that, say, a paladin tank excels at, and vice versa. Any difference here from normal? Spread out. There are hounds. That's about it. Yep, this guy casts a debuff on people that does AoE damage from the target point. He also summons fell hounds, fell hunters, fell stalkers, fell hunters to attack the healer, which I will be dealing with if I feel like it.
I need to get closer.
Your death.
I'll blow my cooldown early so I can use it before I have to start wasting my casting time on banishing demons. There we go, there's the first one, banish. Oh my god, I don't even know. Yeah, you've got to spread out.
Die, weakling. A crash. A crash. It is not over.
Okay. Nope, that was not a good job, but okay. Ooh, I wonder what that looks like. Not as cool as the, that actually is a pretty awesome mace. Oh, I actually really like that. Too bad I'm not a gearing tank. Otherwise, I would totally take that. The reason the healer and the boomkin died were because, like I said, that boss puts a debuff on somebody that does AoE damage to other party members in their proximity. So our mage standing right here with the debuff dealt damage to our boomkin over here and our healer over here. Hence our healers 2 deaths and our boomkin's death. Fortunately, our healer had a soul stone, so he was able to come back to life for a few seconds before he died again. Not sure if he actually accomplished anything with that limited lifespan, but oh well, the boss is dead. Now, the final boss will be a true test. Our group kind of failed with this boss, but let's see if we can redeem ourselves with this next one. Basically, the next boss is the rule as old as World of Warcraft itself. Don't stand in the fire. That's it. If the tank doesn't stand in the fire, he'll take minimal damage. If the DPS and healer don't stand in the fire, they'll take next to no damage. And literally, that's, you know, that's just about it. There's a little bit of a tricky moment when the sort of pre-mini boss is about to die, and the actual boss
Out of range.
engages, that the tank has to be quick to pick it up, otherwise the healer is gonna take aggro from the beginning. But I mean, aside from that, that's really the only tactic for this next boss. Don't stand in the fire. You know, you can hit that thing and it'll break the sheet, right? Like, you know that. You don't have to wait for us to do it. Okay, pay attention. I'm paying attention. Let's hear it.
I can't cast that yet.
That's pretty good. What the mage was just referring to was, formerly on this server, there was a bug with these two mobs up here, where if you looted them, the dragon wouldn't spawn, or, you know, something like that. So you just had to kill them and then not loot them at all, and you had to stand in the circle somewhere, I don't know. But the point is they fixed it. And so this mage, even though, you know, he stopped in the middle of this bridge and face-pulled a couple of the patrol mobs to tell us about a bug that's been fixed for a while. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, that's enough. No, none of that shit. Come on now. This is for the internet. It needs
It's too far away.
it needs to be clean, because the internet is such a high-class, pristine place.
That's still recharging.
Don't worry about tanking him or anything. I'm fine. No taunt, mangle, nothing. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not mad.
That spell isn't ready.
I mean, expecting a taunt on that guy while he was that low health, you know, is a little preposterous.
You have faced many challenges.
Okay.
Pity they were all in vain. Lord laughs at you. Soon your people will kneel to my lord.
Okay, I'm gonna preemptively get myself some mana just before the damage starts to pick up, so that the healer doesn't have to worry too much about tanking. Okay, Jesus. Okay, there is some fire right there. I'm just gonna not stand in it, and look at that, I'm fine. Tank, however, not getting the message. He's just circling in the fire. Huh. I should have made myself some hellstones. Since the boss is immune to fear, I am going to use my instant 3-second fear thing. Just get me some health back. Okay. I'm dead. That's nice. Don't stand in the fire. uh, maybe they'll get it. Maybe they won't. Maybe we'll wipe a couple more times. Oh, but my gear is broken. That's not good. I wonder if I can see repair. Okay. Here's a little trivia question for you if you're paying attention. There is another bug in this instance, or on this server, that I have not mentioned yet, that was just made extremely obvious in that last boss fight. Can you tell me what it is? Did you get it? If you guessed, the level up sound when you get burned by a fire, then you guessed correctly. In the most recent like bug fix patch that they did, I think it just started happening where if you like stand in some fire and you get burned, like the in-game sound, in addition to the fire burn sound, is a level up sound. How does one... No, forget it. Forget it. Just let it go, man. Just let it go. Just focus on burning stuff. Boom, that was a big crit. Set him on fire. Set him on fire more and more, and then explode him with fire.
Many challenges. Pity they were all in vain.
Let's stop.
Soon your people
Eat and
will
drink real
kneel
quick.
to my lord.
No, no, dude, come on, pay attention, man, come on. No, I'm not gonna. Oh, there it was. Did you hear it? I'm just gonna stop talking so you can't hear it. Okay, well the tank successfully picked up the dragon. Can we do it? It all depends. Can we not stand in the fire? Can we not stand in the fire? Can we No. Okay, we're dead. We're all dead. No, you're gonna aggro. Oh. Some skills right there. Well, I mean, we don't have a resurrect, so. Running back again. Oh, I just realized that I can just edit all these runbacks. Okay, so tell you what, I'll see you again back when I'm done running and we're ready to pull the boss again. I don't know how many attempts this is gonna take, but I'm gonna finish this. Alright, here we go. Third time's the charm? We'll see.
I'm out of range.
Incinera, I think, is the coolest looking spell. in World of Warcraft, I think.
You have faced many challenges. Pity they were all in vain. Soon your people will kneel to my lord!
The tank made a little bit of a mistake there, in case you didn't see. He taunted right away. All I was doing was eating and drinking. So, since I was healing and restoring my own mana, I did pull that aggro from the boss off the get-go, but all the tank literally would have had to do was melee him, and he would have had aggro, and then he could have saved his taunt for a time that he really needed it. And our tank just got one-shotted because he was standing in the fucking fire. So close to what? So close to lasting 2 seconds after the dragon spawned? Okay, I have healer and tank alts. I am more than willing to substitute. So that one of these guys can, so that, we can actually finish this. I'm more than happy to tank this or heal this fight. Ah, look at all the skeletons on the ground. Yeah. Okay, so apparently in our last fight our healer was holding back a little bit so that he wouldn't get as much aggro. So he has said that he's gonna try just full healing this time. I don't think our tank acknowledges the fact that he stands in the fire almost every attempt. But we'll see how this one goes. This is our 4th attempt, and no major discoveries have been made intellectually by this group that would in any way affect the outcome of this boss fight. However, here we go again with try number 4. On a positive note, though, it was reached the conclusion that if we fail again for the 4th time, that I will log on to my tank and tank this boss for us, so that our tank can go DPS and we might actually finish the dungeon. I'm not actually going to drink this time. I don't want the tank to waste his taunt on me.
Soon your people will kneel to my lord. A higher call.
It's too far away.
Oh, he wasted his taunt on somebody. That's nice. Okay. And now he doesn't have his taunt when he really needs it. See, kids, that is why you don't blow your taunt on somebody that is... Okay, this tank is just bad. He's not bad per se, he's just poorly geared. And yep, and now our healer is dead. This is just awful. Okay. I'm not 100% sure if it's the tank's fault, but I'm blaming the tank. So I'm gonna go get mine. Okay, here we are, back in the same group. Going for our 5th attempt at killing the final boss in Hellfire Ramparts Heroic. Um, yeah. I don't really have much to say anymore. Okay. Our healer just took the teleport to Shatrath, even though he doesn't need to go to Shatrath at all. Okay. 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 Alright. Well. Someone go out and summon this guy. Oh! That's nice. Another person also took it. So, oh my god. Just gonna go out and summon them. Okay, is everybody ready? Good, because I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give myself a stamina buff just because.
Pity they were all in vain. The Dark Lord people will kneel to my Lord.
Sorry, I'm kind of in try-hard mode right now, focusing. Okay. I picked him up pretty quick, which is good, but I gotta make sure I'm not standing in the fire. I blew my cooldowns as soon as I had to pick up because I had to go through all sorts of fire just to get him. The healer is not following very well, so I'm going to try to make my way back to the healer. There it is. You can hear, by the way, the level sound every time I step in that fire. Oh, if we don't kill this, I swear to Christ, I'm going to murder somebody. Oh, you gotta be fucking with me. There's fire underneath the boss's dead body. Of course there is. You better have a rebirth. Thank you. At least something I do right. Buddy, if 526 damage per second is doing something right, then... man, I got some bad news for you. Okay, so now I'm having this loot sort of bug going on here with this boss. So that's fucking great. Thanks for the run. That was great. Excellent. I love how, like, they all think that I'm such a great person. Meanwhile, I'm over here screaming at my computer screen because of all them. Anyway, that's it for me today. Feel free to like and subscribe or comment or tell me how much you hate me or tell me how much, better yet, tell me how much you agree with me. Um, it's been fun. I hope to see you all next time. I do have more videos recorded, by the way, for other dungeons. Um, and they are not nearly as bad as this one. I hope to get some more. And possibly some tier 4 raids and other stuff recorded soon, uploaded in as timely as a manner as I can. I'm just rambling at this point, so I'm gonna call it quits. Bye.